Hey everyone, Serien here. Hope you're doing well. Welcome back to Coffee Talk. So, in our last episode we found out that Hyde is going through a bit of a rough patch. He wants to quit modeling, but hasn't found anything to do, so he's just been sulking. Gala and Lua come up with a few suggestions, and I think Lua's idea of being a wedding photographer stuck with him. I wonder if he'll be at Lua and Bailey's wedding. Anyway, let's continue. Thursday, September 28th, 2023. Okay, new image recognition tech confuses gnomes with dwarves. A review. That's not good. Robots asked to give ultimate advice. Chat GPT. Elven burnout is real, and here's how to avoid it. Elven burnout. Just from they're burning out from existing? Oh, that's yeah, I get that. Good evening. Officer, welcome. Hey, spicy boy. How are you doing? You look like you saw a ghost. Officer? Oh. Sorry. My mind is kind of elsewhere right now. No worries. Work issues? What else? I'm all ears if you want to chat. Here, pal. I'm in a real bind, spicy boy. What happened? Well, never-ending workplace issues aside, things are getting weirder by the minute, and I'm feeling out of my depth. Are you talking about your recent patrols? Yeah. I've been analyzing the CCTV footage the last couple days. Oh, I see. How did that go? Did the cameras manage to capture anything? Yes and no. The infrared's caught a couple of blurry things. They ran off, turned a corner, and disappeared. Could have been anything, like rats or cats. But neither fits with what I heard on the scene. The footsteps, you know, the laughter. Come to think of it, it sounded more like giggles. Giggles? Can werebeasts giggle? Not at that size, no. Even if they could, it doesn't explain the footsteps, really. I see. So, what's next? I have some ideas, but they're just wild theories at this point. In short, I'm stumped. You know, spicy boy, I've been racking my brain ever since Miss Riona dropped that bomb about the fairies, you see. Oh, what about them? As it turns out, fairies was an umbrella term for many types of beings. Anything that fit into the known physical rules at the time was to be referred to as such. Does that mean banshees were part of the fairy folk? Probably. Not anymore, though. It's an ongoing process, but the list is getting shorter. But back then, any sentient being that was even remotely incomprehensible was considered that. And that includes apparitions. Apparitions? Yes. Apparitions like... ghosts. Ghosts? Ghosts! I see. What do you mean, I see? Eh? Doesn't it sound like a bad joke to you? I'm not sure I follow. Bud, come on. Ghosts don't exist. Do they? 'Cause if they do, all I can think about is that damn tree now. Right, the tree. Does that mean it's haunted? It could be. Heck. Are you okay? Don't get how you can be so calm about this. Huh? Well... why why wouldn't I be? I mean, there have been all sorts of customers here. Some of them are so out of this world even. Sometimes literally. You're right. I guess you're not the one who's being weird here. Don't say that. Everyone has their own peccadillos. Yep, true that. If you don't mind telling me though, may I ask the reason you're so afraid of ghosts? Gosh, no. That's a long story. Not something I'm ready to talk about anyway. That's understandable. All you need to know is my fear was never caused by actual ghosts. Oh? Suggestion is a very powerful thing, Spicy Boy. But that's all I'm willing to share for now. Okay, thanks for sharing. You know, it's funny. My grandpa was very into this stuff. So's my daughter. They're like my opposites, very curious and fascinated by the unknown. Not that I'm not, mind you. It's just that with my time as a cop and all, unknown variables usually mean trouble. I see. That makes sense. They're the kind of people who could see things from nothing. And I mean that in the best way possible. Like, you know the Zen rock garden thing from Japan. They understand the Zen-ness of it. I don't, but that doesn't stop me from thinking it's chill, you know? I think you almost got it. Yeah? But I'm sure he and my daughter could talk about it for hours. Too bad he passed away before she was born. I'm sorry to hear that. Don't be. On that note, Spicy Boy, you see my lighter, right? I'd say I'm pretty well acquainted with it now, yes. My bad. That thing was originally my grandpa's. I thought he lost it again, thank goodness. He bought it sometime after the war ended. It was to commemorate the upcoming new era, he said. In more ways than one. He got honorably discharged due to a severe leg injury he'd never be able to recover from. At the time, he was living right across the street from the former town hall. For obvious reasons, he couldn't walk far. So it was a good location for him with all the veteran support nearby and all. Right. Now about that street. You see, my grandpa liked to chat. Never liked being alone, that guy. Plus, he pretty much hated his bleak room. So sometimes he'd go and hang out with the street vendors in front of his place. There are all kinds of beings there, along with their pets, from all walks of life. That's why he had a lot of stories about the craziest things. Ah, I see. You see, the street's name just came to my mind last night. Can you take a guess what it was? You mean... Orange Street, uh-huh. It wasn't called that before. That's why the whole thing didn't click for me straight away. But I went through his files and it checks out. Does that mean the vendors he was talking about? Bingo. And you know what? He bought the lighter there. Wow, what a coincidence. Huh. Are you sure it's only a coincidence? He didn't have the lighter with him when he was on patrol. What do you mean? Come on. Ain't no way they're just coincidences, Spicy Boy. Everything is lining up too perfectly if you ask me. Huh? Uh-oh. Think about what's happened so far. It was my team that found out about the vandalism before they dumped the whole case on me. Then my car was hit out of everyone's. Right. Then my luck started tanking. The broken mug, the fan, the black cat. Just tons of weird stuff happening in the past week alone, you see. Right. Then one thing led to another, my team was chosen to lead the investigation. And tell me, who's in charge of the case? Me. Then there's the Banshee lady, your patron, with some information I wouldn't have thought of. The dead tree stuff, the fairy market. Information I wouldn't even have remembered on my own. Right. And now we know why I kept losing my lighter, right? How are they not connected? Tell me. Well, if you list them all in order like that. I'm telling you, Spicy Boy, that place is calling for me. The case is made for me. But they really picked the wrong guy. I'm just real bad at dealing with spooks. They make you question everything I've ever known, you know? But I've always thought you were pretty good at handling ambiguity, officer. Not when it comes to supernatural stuff. Because we don't know enough about what's real and what's not. What will they do? Will they hurt us? Do they bring bad luck? Good luck? What's the truth? Who knows? Maybe you should take a day off and catch up on your sleep. What's that? No, nothing. You know, another patron of mine suggested a documentary to watch. Yeah. The focus was on interesting drinks from around the world. You could find everything from the mundane to the extreme. From local comforts to really special stuff. And I kept thinking one particular drink might interest you. Oh? It is something like a protection drink. It's made of coffee, honey, lemon, and a slew of other ingredients. Protection from what, though? From evil spirits and bad luck, I think. Maybe it'll help ease your mind a bit? Gotcha. But Spicy Boy, even if the whole situation is, haunted, there shouldn't be any evil spirits. Right? I wouldn't know. But I might need your lighter. What for? Well, the drink needs to be lit up. What? I just think your lighter might give it that extra magic boost it needs. Compared to just using a regular flame, I mean. I feel like Spicy Boy's making this up as he goes. What are you gonna make me anyway? Nah, I trust you. Here. Alright. What'd you put in the drawer, Spicy Boy? Okay, then make me this magical drink you've learned, Spicy Boy. It was like coffee, honey, and lemon? Oh shit! Kimata? Oh, we gotta give him his lighter back. That's so fucking fancy. Oh wow. The drink does light up, huh? Yep, this is special just for you. So, don't tell anybody. Roger that. Here you go. Oof, careful. Thanks, Spicy Boy. This is really something else. Sure it's okay to drink? I have no idea. But I'll take responsibility if anything happens. I'm just being silly, aren't I? Sorry for bothering you with all this stuff, Spicy Boy. Even made me this crazy drink to make me feel better. It's very sweet. Don't say that. I'm always happy to help however I can. Thanks. Man, at least with crooks you can actually deal directly with them, you know? Not the case with, apparitions. Not with that attitude. What? Huh? Everything can be caught with a little elbow grease. Not actual elbow grease. I won't make that mistake again. The Queen? Is that you? Hello, Williams. It's been a while. It is you. The surprises just keep coming this week. Let me go over there. You know each other? More or less. We were brunch buddies. Brunch buddies? Brunch buddies. I feel like I meant to say brunch buddies, but in that same serious tone. But I don't like to talk about it. I still get nightmares. I feel ya. I wasn't sure we were gonna make it out alive. We were truly the lucky ones. Without a doubt. I'll just take both of your words for it. How did you get in here, anyway? Good. Because I don't like to talk about it. So what brings you here, detective? Surely it's not the coffee. Secret, police reasons. I've not read the briefing yet, but enough about me. Tell me about your supernatural problems. Yeah? You need to bust a ghost? Oh. Well, busting might be a bit much. I was just talking to Spicy Boy about getting over my fear of that stuff. And ghosts. Something like that. I'm weak against ghostly looking stuff. I get freaked out easily. For example, I admit I got a little spooked by what happened on Bourne Street the other day. I remember that. I know very well that unchecked fear leads to prejudice. That's why it's a no-no in my book. It even pains me to admit that out loud. Sometimes the toughest case to crack is ourselves. Other times it's ghosts. How do you do it, detective? Your cases, man. I'd probably lost all my hair by now if I were you. I try not to think about it all that much. And when I do think about it, I think, who else will do it? Nobody. That's who. Yeah, that makes sense. Who is this guy? Apparently he's from another game. This is a cameo. You know, once you get over the dead part, they're just like you and me. Look, I remember this one case we were investigating a haunted apartment. This lady, her husband had recently passed away but wasn't moving on, if you catch my drift. Real deadbeat, couldn't take a hint. Anyway, we had to go in and exorcise the place, right? But the husband, he's caught wind and he's retreated into the basement. I won't get into the technicalities of it, but it's hard to get a ghost out of a basement or an attic. It's all about angles, really. I mean, I get it. That used to be his home. All the stuff is still there. It's hard, I get that. So I'm slowly going down the stairs to try and coax him out. Bam, next minute all this romantic music is playing and the whole place is lit by a spotlight. Basic sensory illusions, classic ghost tricks. Then before I know what hit me, I'm sitting at this pottery wheel and he's behind me and... Wait. Isn't this the plot of the 1990 film Ghost? Oh. Maybe? We had a movie night at work and I dozed off before it started. The story must have slipped into my subconscious. Riveting. So sensual. Hey, detective. Hey, people I don't know. Did you get your important errand sorted? I sure did. Julie, I can see crumbs stuck to your face. That's just the rain. It's very, ready rain. There's filling all over your top. That's, blood from a gunshot wound. It's healed up, though. You're literally holding the receipt from the donut shop. That's why they pay you the big bucks, detective. So what'd I miss? We're talking about getting rid of Officer Williams's fear of ghosts. Hey. Ghosts? Yeah, you're afraid of them, right, Dooley? No idea, never met one. We stopped a ghost riot. Ghosts aren't real. So, you don't need to be scared of them. Easy. There you go, I guess. Sorry that wasn't much help. Nah. What he said, that they're just like us. That's a good thing to be reminded of. Exactly. They used to be alive just like us. As long as they don't try to eat / possess / violently murder you, you should be fine. Very reassuring. Just talk to them. Feel their culture, listen to their issues, and spectral whales. Treat them like any other person. See what's on the inside. Well, it should be easy since you can see through them. I thought you didn't believe in ghosts. It's best not to overthink anything he says. I certainly don't. Well, thanks for the advice. I think it'll help. Our pleasure. Now, Julie, I think we should read that case briefing and find out why we're here. I already did. Oh? Turns out we were meant to arrest the person driving that taxi. Instead of taking it all the way to Seattle, yes. Why? The driver was a chupacabra. Okay, let's get out of here, Dooley. Good luck, officer. Thanks, McQueen. A lot. You too, Officer Dooley. Bye, guy. Good luck with your rat problem or whatever. Bye, coffee wizard. Take care. That was quite something. Well, what do you know, spicy boy? Looks like my good luck is back. I'm feeling like $1 million now. I'm very glad you do. Thanks anyway, spicy boy. I really did nothing much. Are you gonna be okay? Okay enough to start thinking about what to do next. I'm done here for the night. You have a good evening, alright? Please keep me updated, officer, and stay safe. Will do. Alright then. Maybe I'll go check on the stock and... Hello? Oh, Miss Riona. Welcome. Hello. How's the traffic out there? It's a mess. There's construction work taking place on Leonora Avenue. Oof. I can imagine the gridlock already. Fortunately, I have no deliveries to make today. That's great. I'm happy you're here. So, anything I can make for you this evening? I'd like something for my throat. I would appreciate a cup of tea infused with some lemon and a touch of honey. Oh, a Midsummer's Night Dream. I think. Pretty sure that's what we made last time for Lua. Ah, yes, perfect. Let me check my phone. Do you know why the satyrs from France are more musical than the ones from America? Because they have French horns. Okay, you got me. No delivery today. That's right. Just spent almost 2 hours checking on the mobile games in the App Store. The amount of copycat games are just staggering, right? A girl always has her secrets. Interesting. A cup of warm Midsummer Night's Dream for you, miss. That's what we call it here. How whimsical. It's wonderful. Sweet, but well balanced with the lemon, and the slight bitterness of the tea completes the taste. Thank you. You're so very welcome. By the way, you just missed Officer Georgie by a few seconds. Is that so? How is he? He's been thinking about what you said quite a bit, actually. Oh? He's currently dealing with plenty of clues he isn't used to. That's why he's hard at work at the moment. I see. Would you mind doing me a favor? Oh, what do you need? Could you give my contact information to him? We only connected via Bluetooth last time, so... That's a good detail. I was about to call them out on it. Oh? An email and an address and phone number. Email address and phone number are written on it, belonging to Riona Sheeran. I see. Nice, it's blue. What I said a few days ago may have been a bit overwhelming. It is possible that I spoke more than was necessary. All because I couldn't help but feel a pang of bitterness knowing what happened to the tree. That's entirely understandable, though. But it is not my intention to interfere with his work. As such, if he requires any assistance, please do let me know. It is the least I could do, as I realized there would be plenty of difficulty obtaining information. Oh, I mean, because Officer Georgie is a human, and we semi-physical beings have our own way of sharing information. As such, I understand what you mean. Okay. I just do not wish to incriminate anything or anyone. It's fine, I get it. I'm glad. I'd say you'd already helped him out in more ways than one. Sorry, did you say something? I was zoning out a little. No, nothing. I'll pass this off to him. Okay, thank you. You're welcome. Bad traffic aside, how are you? To be honest, I've had a lot on my mind of late. And I don't know how to express it without sounding pathetic. You know, I'm all ears. That may actually be part of the problem, I'm afraid. Pardon? You know, I've held conversations with more individuals over the past week than I have in the past few years. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? It's troubling. I'm sorry about that. I don't mean it necessarily in a negative way. It's just, I used to believe that I had a settled life objective. But I have been doubting it lately. How come? I finally heard back from Miss Rachel yesterday. Ooh, any good news? No. Our fields are admittedly quite different, so I was not expecting much. However, she provided me with some contacts who may be of assistance, even though they had no direct connection to the audience I'm trying to reach. I see. She explained clearly why she thinks I should contact them, however, which I am thankful for. That's very thoughtful of her. So, what's the battle plan? And why are you doubting yourself? In essence, the advice to slowly increase my network, to make myself known. Oh? Sounds familiar, doesn't it? You can probably guess my concern about it. I think so. But you could give me a refresher, just so I don't misunderstand. I feel like that would be a shortcut, so to speak. Right. She did, however, remind me of an important and humbling fact. What would that be? Well... Oh, but it's not guaranteed you'll get anything out of it, don't you think? Unless you're really, really sure the so-called shortcut is 100% gonna work. Because you'll have to do way, way more than just making a few calls and waiting for callbacks, you know? I'd say that's a decent impression of her. Thank you. After that, she told me a story about her early career experiences, both the good and the bad. Getting noticed is truly only the beginning. Then it is either a matter of letting your talent speak for you, or you go out there to develop connections with the right people. Even then, there's still no guarantee of success. After listening to her explanation, I respect Miss Rachel's determination. I can certainly see how it worked out for her. But then I was left wondering whether Mr. Lucas meant something similar during our first meeting. Right, I thought it all sounded familiar. Will you try her suggestion then? I don't know. Is it difficult?
No more difficult than sending reels to every audition I've come across. And being rejected by every single one. But for some reason I feel conflicted about it. Speaking of Mr. Lucas, he and I have also continued our correspondence. Although, perhaps it was more like a necessity.
Did something happen?
He was stuck.
Pardon?
Actually, he posted about it on social media last night.
Oh, I didn't see it. I might have seen it.
Did you? I came across it when I was updating my schedule and responded out of concern. Then he called me almost immediately. He was loud.
All sounds in order.
And extremely drunk.
Really?
He denied it at first, but it was too obvious not to notice. He told me he was walking aimlessly deep in thought and entered Cary Park without realizing he had done so.
Must have been some deep thinking he was doing, because I think it rained pretty hard last night.
Well, I wouldn't know. The bus to and from there is currently not operating after 10 p.m. Which is why I sent him a message informing him of that fact, and he seemed to be unaware of it.
Right.
So he called me to ask if there were any other mode of public transit nearby.
Wouldn't it have been easier for him to just call a cab?
He told me he wanted to know the city better.
At midnight?
Why not? After all, you operate your business after dark yourself.
Touché. Perhaps he just didn't want to go home yet. And I might be mistaken here, but I thought he doesn't like drinking.
Wasn't it partying? Nevertheless, I think last night was quite different.
It appears he had dinner with his team, I remember that.
And he needed the extra courage in order to negotiate with them about his proposed new direction.
Oh. I see. I suppose it didn't go as expected.
Perhaps. But I know that feeling all too well.
Did we check the stories yet? Yeah, we did. He was like super hungover. Hungover but feeling awesome? Question mark? Maybe it did go well. Miss...
However, he said he will keep negotiating until they reach a compromise.
That's good.
Is it though? Miss Rachel told me about the hoops she had to jump through at the beginning of her career with her teammates as well. Likewise, Mr. Lucas has to work hard to obtain approval from his teams for his action. How can they still be so positive?
What do you mean?
I just cannot picture myself convincing others to give me a chance like that. I almost wanted to ask, why do we have to be at the mercy of others in order to succeed or fail? Can't talent speak for itself? But if I truly believed that, with the number of rejections I received so far, I should have stopped a long time ago, shouldn't I?
Hey, that's why it doesn't work that way.
What do you mean?
To let talent speak for itself, we would all have to have the same standards.
I see what you mean. Art would cease to be art if it was standardized, wouldn't it? However, doesn't that imply that everything still depends on the whims of the individual judging you at that moment? How does someone like Miss Rachel or Mr. Lucas manage to be fine with that?
Perhaps they don't see it as the be-all and end-all.
What do you mean?
Rather than viewing them as judges with the authority to determine their fates, perhaps they simply see them as hills to either overcome or avoid, if that makes sense. Just a matter of perspective as to where the power lies.
But it's not easy to climb those hills, especially if you've never done it before.
Therefore, it's good to try and find out what works for you, or ask for guidance, or assistance even.
Because one can't possibly know every single way to overcome obstacles, or be able to safely recognize warning signs without first learning about them from others. Is that what you're trying to say? I see. Still.
Miss Riona?
Yes. Sorry, I got a bit lost in my thoughts.
You're fine, I promise. But speaking of Mr. Lucas, what happened to him after the call?
I picked him up and drove him home.
That was very nice of you. Whoa. But I thought you were located in Bellevue?
I am. But I still had unfinished business in the downtown area. Moreover, he suddenly began singing quite loudly nearing the end of our call, which led me to conclude that it would be best for me to go and fetch him.
I see. How was the singing, in your opinion?
It wasn't too bad. If not for the fact that he was screaming most of the lyrics, that is.
Well,
his hoodie was soaked when I arrived, so he had to take it off before getting into my car. Thankfully, the water did not completely soak through to his shirt, so he remains relatively dry. However, I still had to lay down the seat covers as his fur got rather wet.
Hope he didn't get sick then. Aside from all that, was he okay? Considering the situation you mentioned earlier, I mean...
Well, he happily asked me to do karaoke with him, which I declined.
Probably for the best. Could have been entertaining, though.
I ended up taking him for a drive, though, as I needed to take care of my unfinished business.
A late-night delivery.
No, I was buying a pie.
At midnight?
Yes. Why, concerned you have a competitor?
No, not at all. Maybe a little bit.
Oh, spicy boy, you'll be fine.
I sort of want to know just so I can inform Officer Georgie about it.
Oh, why?
His daughter loves pies. When his car was vandalized, Officer Georgie had plans to buy pies for his family's get-together. But the report took a while and the weather was bad. And by the time he was able to get a taxi, he thought everything was already closed.
I see.
But he takes pride in being a Seattleite. So I wonder if he knows about it already.
Well, it is a very small kiosk attached to a pub. Very easy to miss. The spot is known as Disco Pie. It serves fresh pies until 1 a.m.
Interesting. Good to know, thanks. Getting back to the story though. You both went for pies then?
Yes, and that seemed to fascinate him for some reason.
What did you each get?
He ordered a slice of warm apple crumble with a scoop of French vanilla ice cream on top. And a large cup of piping hot coffee with a little bit of milk.
Ouch. I feel betrayed. Truly.
Oh. But it was my suggestion, since I thought he needed to warm up.
Double ouch. Well, spicy boy, maybe we should open pie talk.
I apologize.
Question mark? I'll live. A little piece of advice though, a glass of warm water might be better for the inebriated. Coffee's not the best at retaining fluids, and thus preventing hangovers.
Oh, that's really good information to know. This is why you're the best barista, spicy boy, thank you.
Okay, my feelings are hurt slightly less now. And what did you get for yourself?
I had a slice of hibiscus blueberry mint pie myself. And just so you know, I did not order anything to drink.
Good. Drinks aside, an interesting combination for a pie. How did you like it?
I enjoyed it. You serve hibiscus here too, don't you? I'll remember to order it next time.
Please do.
And so we continued our conversation afterwards. That was when he told me he had not given up on his goal despite the many disappointments with his team. He also told me why he does not drive at all.
Really? Why?
It is... On second thought, it may be better to hear the story directly from him another time. I apologize.
No problem, I understand.
We also discussed quite a few things we have in common.
Really?
Yes, surprisingly. And before we knew it, it was already nearing 5 a.m.
Must have been a gripping conversation.
I'm not sure. However, his exhaustion seemed to finally catch up with him then, so I drove him home.
Weren't you tired as well?
No.
Do you sleep?
I should go now.
Alright. Will you be okay?
I have a lot to think about. Thank you for being patient with my concerns, Spicy Boy.
No problem at all. Anytime.
Have a good evening then, Spicy Boy.
Come back again soon. Alright, what an interesting night. What is this drink? 299.792.458. Fast to make, fast to drink, and the best start to light year guided adventures. Okay, are those coordinates? It's definitely something Star Trek themed, I can sense it. Somehow. What an interesting night. So we're visited by... I'm pretty sure the game is called The Dark Side Detective. Where those two, that detective and that officer are from. That was a nice cameo, even though I've never played that game. Bet they had some advice for Georgie. Also, I guess after speaking with Rachel, Miss Rihanna kind of reinterpreted Lucas's advice from their first night, the first night they met. But yeah, I'm glad they seem to be getting along, even though Lucas's night last night was sort of a fiasco. But yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please remember to take care of yourself today, and I'll see you next time. Take care.